Ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another episode of Stats Over Politics. For those of you guys that saw the two different streams, me and Totty had a little bit of technical difficulties. This is what happens when Shaun is not here. Everything just goes awry. But all things lead to Kevin and Totty. Hopefully, Cavs will be joining us soon. Totty, let's start it off with you. How are you doing today?
Feeling all right. Just a lot to talk about. Trade deadline was today. So, a lot of people, a lot of teams. You can't say trade deadline without Howie Roseman in the same sentence for some weird reason. But you can without John Lynch because the 49ers did absolutely nothing today. So, there's that. YouTube TV, got a bone to pick with you. ESPN, got a bone to pick with you. Getting my hard-earned dollars.
Go ahead and tell the listeners why you are a bone to pick with them.
Got a bone to pick with you. I'm paying for Disney Plus. Got a little one. He's watching all the Disney movies. I got the bundle. Hulu. ESPN Plus. Still can't watch the games. They said, I even got on support, Kevin. Had to type it in. And they were like, hey, you don't got ESPN Unlimited. You got ESPN Select. I said, what the hell does that mean? I'm paying $30.
Gotcha ass.
So, yeah, we're figuring it all out. Somebody needs to figure it out. I know Kevin's in an uproar because he can't watch Duke play.
I'm in a pickle. I'm having to watch games on TikTok, man. TikTok Live. I have to watch Monday Night Football on TikTok Live. This is getting out of hand. I've been telling Alyssa, I said they got till Sunday. I'd be damned if I have to spend money to take shots at the bar to watch the Eagles play. I got all this alcohol in the house, and I'm going to have to go outside of the house to entertain myself for the Eagles game. So I will be very upset if this is not figured out by Monday.
Everyone's saying, well, why don't you just switch over to another one? You guys don't understand how I'm so tied up into YouTube TV. I can cancel YouTube TV, right? And then I'm paying for the bundle with Red Zone and NFL. So if I cancel my YouTube TV subscription, I'm losing all of my NFL. That's gone. That's out the window. So now I gotta go to a different streaming platform, pay these MFers $80 because that's what they gonna want, or they're probably, well, you can get the little trial free. I just paid. They just ripped me for $80 at the end of the month. They just got their brand back. So I gotta go somewhere else, pay another $80, and I'm not even getting. And then I gotta go do a 180 to pay the NFL because I was paying them through YouTube TV, but now they want their other bread because you're not getting the bundle. So now you gotta go all the way around to get to if you want to get this, then you gotta get it through the app, and it's just. I just thought everything was supposed to be easy. Now they want me to go here and jump through all these hoops, and I'm not getting all this money over here. So we gonna take all of our shit down. So I might as well just I'm gonna be old, Kevin. I'm gonna be like my grandparents. I'm just gonna get cable again. I'm gonna have cable TV. So, a lot going on. I'm pretty sure that's probably like a fourth of every. I even saw J.J. Watt. This man done made hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's telling you guys this is bullshit. So if he's the one, he's making all this money. He's made all this money. He's Defensive Player of the Year multiple times. He's telling y'all.
They done got all
get your shit together. And I'm just little old me from Stats Over Politics.
They done got us. So. That's enough of the YouTube TV rant. As long as this is going, you will hear Totty and I talk about this week in after week. But Totty, let's get into it. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Detroit Lions 27-24.
JJ's back. Jefferson's back for sure. I think our guy Wesley is extremely happy, and a lot of people. Well, another crazy thing about this is J.J. McCarthy hadn't played a game on Sunday. He's only played on Monday Night Football, and I think it was Thursday night that he played. Um, so this was like his first game on Sunday that he played at one. The Vikings were 9.5-point dogs in this game. 9.5 points. There was a lot of chatter about can he get guys like Justin Jefferson the ball. He's got a hell of a receiving core. And to have guys like Jordan Mason in the backfield, and the defense definitely stepped up, pressured Jared Goff, kind of made him get rid of the ball really fast, and was getting a lot of pressure on him to kind of make him make untimely decisions. And I think that affected him a lot throughout the game. On the road as well, the Vikings, you heard kind of murmurs about Carson Wentz being the guy, about them trying to look for a veteran quarterback at the trade deadline. But I think now that JJ kind of came out and had this type of performance, it kind of makes you Vikings fans and the Vikings front office kind of at ease a little bit and go, okay, maybe this guy can actually get out there and win us some games. Now, mind you, he's technically a rookie still because he has not really played games. Played like what, 3 games, 4 games in his NFL career. So this was a game that they had to have. I think they're 4-4 now. So for the Vikings to kind of come out and have this type of performance, and thank God they were throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson because I have him in my other league and just wonder where he was. So for J.J. McCarthy to come out, this was one of the top games. Tom Brady was calling this game, and he was. J.J. McCarthy was the LFG player of the game, and he had the little "Let's fucking go" at the end. I thought that was really cool. So, what is this division going to look like? It's all up in the air. I mean, Chicago Bears.
Here we go. It was only a matter of time, ladies and gentlemen.
Bears, come on now. They're out there trying to make some noise. Packers lost. They have that tie, which is going to be weird to kind of when it all comes down to it. And then the Lions are kind of up and down, so you never really know. How many teams are going to come out of this division? I think it's only going to be one, if we're going to be honest. Maybe two. But I think whoever wins this division is going to get that. Maybe what would it be? 5, 5th or 5th seed, 5th or 4th seed. But the Vikings, that win was huge for them, and especially for it to be on the road. I don't know if they played. I think they played the Lions one more time, if I'm not mistaken, back in Minnesota. So it's a huge confidence boost for J.J. McCarthy. I'll tell you that. When a young quarterback goes into an hostile environment and wins the game as a 9.5-point dog, it gives them all the confidence in the world. So props off to the Vikings.
I don't know if you already said this because for the audio-only listeners, I'm going to be in and out frequently. The missus is sick, so I'm taking care of her. I'm doing the podcast. There's a lot of things going on right here. There's a lot of things going on in the dead house. Got my furnace guy coming, so we're gonna hear some bangs and bangs. Just throwing that out there for you guys. But getting back to this game, we have to give the Minnesota Vikings the same respect we did when we saw the Week 1 Lions get their ass kicked by the Packers. Because besides the Packers game, this was Jahmyr Gibbs' worst game. Second worst game, for going from 9 to 10 for 25 yards. When you take out a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best running backs in football, this receiving core looked abysmal. You know, when you can't get the run game, we always talk about Jared Goff and being a game manager and doing this and doing that. But when we needed him the most, he wasn't able to pull through. This Vikings defense has always been one of the elites. If they're not taking pick sixes to the house, fumbles to the house, they're blocking kicks and taking that to the other person's red zone. The Vikings were all over the place. As a Detroit Lions fan, or as all the Detroit Lions fans that have been in my inbox saying, you guys are doing this to get through us. You guys are doing this to get through us. We're going to do a top 5 segment, and I'm going to let you know. You guys aren't in it for me. You guys came out here and got your ass handed to you. This is a game where you were supposed to come in with a quarterback who's only played 3 games. Totty, this was his first game in his NFL career, not on a Sunday. He went in there, dotting him up. Justin Jefferson touchdown. And Justin Jefferson could have had a couple. They got this run game going. Aaron Jones has been out for a while. It's been the Jordan Mason show. But for Aaron Jones to come in and look like he hasn't missed a step until he got injured goes to show that Kevin O'Connell could do with Kevin and Totty. You know, whoever that quarterback, whoever the play caller, Kevin O'Connell's going to find a way to get it done. Before we move on to this next topic, Totty, let's get to some comments. Grey Wolf, always showing love. Good evening, gentlemen. I am on a 5-game winning streak in my fantasy league with a record of 6-3. Grey Wolf, I am on the complete opposite. I have lost 5 in a row.
I'm kidding.
5 weeks ago, I'm thinking, why, babe, what you want? What you want to get with this money? And now I done gave away a donation. I'm just hoping to make
already,
it.
Kev.
Marcellus, always showing love. I'm here. And then we got my dad for the audio-only listeners at the SMUV. Just get the black box for $200, and you get everything for free regarding to the YouTube TV situation. And then Marcellus again saying, I hate that division being the NFC North. So, moving on. The Kansas City Chiefs lose to the Buffalo Bills 28-21. I'll kick this one off. I wasn't surprised. I took the Chiefs because getting Rashee Rice back has really opened up this offense. James Cook is arguably a top 3 running back in the NFL. He gets it done. You know, we saw him complain all offseason about this money. We see everybody else getting paid, and he's showing why he deserves to be paid that money. His impact on this team opens up everything. And the Khalil Shakirs, the Elijah Moores, the Keon Coleman, the Dalton Kincaid's, like, we would say this receiving core is abysmal. Like, we would say this, he can't get this team anywhere. But we've seen it, Josh Allen, year after year after year, taking a band of bandits to the playoffs. He has always beat the Chiefs in the regular season. But what I want to ask you, Toddy, is why doesn't this carry over to the playoffs? Because in the regular season, we see them dominate the Chiefs year after year. But when the playoffs come around, they can't get it done. So answer me that, why the Chiefs always get to little bro them in the playoffs, and then your thoughts on the game.
Well, I think as far as the game goes, I did have the Bills. They were plus money at home, so that was interesting. Them coming off a big win against Carolina. Josh Allen only had 3 incompletions in this game. 23 of 26 for 263. Had a touchdown pass. 3 total touchdowns. I think he set the record for most passing, and he set some type of record in this game. I'll let Kev probably look that up. But I think whenever they come to Buffalo, the Chiefs come to Buffalo in the regular season, there's just something about Josh Allen wanting to prove that they can't always beat us, but they would have just lost to them in the previous year in the playoffs. But then they'll get their get back in the regular season, and then the Chiefs will get their get back from the regular season game in the playoffs when it really matters most. I do believe that this game shouldn't have been as close as it once was because the Chiefs were down 2 scores in this game. I believe almost 2 touchdowns. And I think the Chiefs scored late. They ended up getting a stop and getting the ball back. And that but there was just a little bit of time, not that much time left on the clock. But we've seen crazier things happen with Mahomes against the Chiefs at 13 seconds. A lot of people do forget, within those 13 seconds, they did have 3 timeouts. I believe the Chiefs only had maybe 20-something seconds, but no timeouts. So the inability to stop the clock and have to go the length of the field and have to score a touchdown to tie the game, it's a little bit harder than a lot of people give credit for. But I do think these teams probably will see each other again in the playoffs. Now, based off of the Chiefs' record, they are 5-4. So they are below in their own division the Broncos, who are number 1 in their division, and they're also below the Chiefs. And they've lost to both of those teams. Now, the Chiefs are entering their bye week this week, and they're 5-4. And coming off of the bye, they have to play I believe it's the Chargers. So these games aren't all right, we can lose this game and then we'll look forward to next week. these games after the bye, we're starting to enter we're starting to enter those double-digit weeks, like week 10, 12, 11, so on and so forth. These games become crunch time. Like, these are must-win games for the Chiefs. Like, every game from now on for the Chiefs is literally must-win, because you can't be like, all right, we're 5-4, and then you drop the next two, and all of a sudden you're below 500. It's a scary sight to see. Now, as far as the Bills go, the Bills are in I wouldn't say similar situation, but it's kind of like they're also not winning their division because they lost the head-to-head with the Patriots. And might I say, the Patriots, since that game, they've won like 6 straight. So it's like,
you think Tom Brady's playing?
Yeah, who's the quarterback again? So, the Bills are in a similar situation to where they kind of have to keep up with the Jones a little bit because they usually are winning their division. In most years, the Bills would be winning their division with their record that they currently have now. And I believe they're 6-3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It just so happens that the Patriots are 7-2, and they have the head-to-head against each other, and they won that game on the road in Buffalo. So the next time they play each other is going to be in Foxborough, and they already have the head-to-head win. So, yeah.
Like Grey Wolf said, Pats are on a 6-game winning streak.
Come on, man. The boys are humming over there. I don't know what Mike Bray will put in the water over there, but they are humming. And some people might add, look at the teams they beat. Hey, you know what Patriots fans will say to you? I don't make the schedule. We just play the teams that are in front of us, and we just keep on winning. So, hats off to the Bills, man. They're going to be one of those top teams in the. Hey, I do want to go back. Let's just rewind it, take it back. Let's go back to the summertime. We're doing our picks. Who's the best quarterback in the NFL? There was somebody on this podcast that said Josh Allen was the best quarterback in the NFL, and people wanted to riot. They wanted to get their pitchforks. They wanted to throw their tomatoes at me. They wanted to pull up to my house, do all types of...
Not pull up to the crib.
They wanted to do all types of things to me because of what I said on this podcast. They were like, what are you smoking? Because I want that same exact stuff that you're smoking. What are you putting in what is Sophia putting in your dinners? Tell me what it is, because this something clinically has to be wrong with you. They were questioning my intelligence when they said Josh Allen was... You can have him in your top 3 or top 4, but he can't be number 1 because Patrick Mahomes, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, hey, man, the guy just won MVP. It makes sense. It literally makes sense. Now, I think after this game, he's currently the favorite, betting-wise, to win the MVP. Now, I'm not saying that since you're the favorite to win MVP, that means you're the best quarterback in the NFL. But when a lot of people are saying this is the guy that you kind of got to go through, I get it is the regular season. But when you go and you beat that guy and you're having the better year, your team has the better record, I think it all plays a factor into it. So I think I'm starting to maybe look like a genius early on in the year. Just saying. That's just me. But Bills get the win, as they should have, but they were underdogs in this game. So where do the Chiefs go from here? They cannot afford to just keep dropping losses like it's nobody's business. They got to win out. Well, not necessarily win out. They can't be just dropping random games.
So I just want to get you on record for everyone to know. You said you should, if you beat the MVP, have a better record than him, you should be MVP, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same. I just want to make sure get you on record. That's what you said.
With this. I know where
that's what you said.
With this.
Yes or no in the court?
Let's say that one more time. Go ahead, Kevin.
You said if you beat the MVP, have a better record than him, that makes you. Then you should then be the MVP. That's what you just said.
I didn't say that.
All right,
I said if you beat the man, because I said Patrick Mahomes is the guy that everyone's talking about.
Okay,
best quarterback in the NFL, and you go and you beat that guy. I'm just saying.
So all right, let me reiterate this.
I also did say he's the betting favorite to win the NFL.
Okay.
Now, for a lot of people who may or may not be privy to this podcast, may not know what is going on, the battle within the battle. There's always what Kevin did on this podcast. There's always a battle within the battle. There's always a sub coming from somewhere. He's always gonna sneak his guy. He's always gonna push his guy into the conversation. And
I'm
Kevin
happy you said that. Because Josh Allen leads the league in push touchdowns. Crazy. But I just wanted to make sure we heard you correctly. Everyone says you beat the man, you become the man. And Totty said Josh Allen was the best quarterback in the NFL. So in 3 weeks, when Jalen Hurts beats him, I need this same energy. The same energy. I don't care what Vegas says. I want the words come out of your mouth. That you beat the man, you become the man. So
where's the game at, Kevin? Is it Philly?
It don't matter. We can play in the street.
I just want to know where it's at.
I can look into that. But
I just what Kevin is trying to do is.
But for the audio only listeners, Shaun, the man, says Totty with the hottest take ever, saying the reigning MVP is the best quarterback in the NFL.
You guys all laughed at me. You said I was crazy. You said I was mixing my fruit with crazy pills. You were saying this and that.
Because it is crazy.
But now Shaun's saying, "Oh, what a hot take! The MVP of the league is the best." Oh my God! Look at me. Hindsight's all 2020 now. That's what I love about I knew they were gonna come in here. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, get a load of this guy."
This guy stinks.
Get a load of the guy.
Let's keep the same energy.
Yeah, Kevin's all like.
Let me see where this game is. As soon as you said that, brother, my ears perked up.
I knew Kevin was gonna pull up. He's always gonna get his guy in. Doesn't matter where he is. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. We could be talking about golf. We were talking about life. We would be talking about just whatever it is, starting a family, whatever it is that you're trying to do. He'll be like, hey, but did you know that Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts was the one that made it all possible. He's the reason why you got a house. He's the reason why this guy over here is what he's able to do. So, I mean, when it all comes down to it, I just think before the season started, when we were talking about who's the better quarterback, who's the best quarterback in the league, I think we all collectively had those 4 guys: Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Burrow. Obviously, Burrow's hurt. Lamar has been hurt, but he's kind of been making his way back from injury. Who came back last Thursday night, threw like 4 touchdowns. I know a lot of people, probably including Kevin Dent, has Lamar as fantasy quarterback, were rejoiced. They were just over the moon for the guy, because without him, the grass isn't always greener when you got to pick up guys like Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, all these other, Daniel Jones. These guys are just, they're Joe Flacco. Like, you got to pick up these guys in waiver wire when guys like Lamar Jackson is hurt. Your life's not good when you don't have Lamar on your team. But, I mean, I think we all, what I'm trying to say is, collectively, I think we can all agree that all those 4 guys are in that rotating bubble on who's the best quarterback in the league. It just so happens when I said Josh Allen was number 1 on my list, people they couldn't believe it. They thought I was just a guy who should be locked up in Arkham Asylum, an insane asylum. They thought I should be throw away the key, throw him under the jail. Because how dare you say that Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes? I get it. I was using the same logic that Shaun was using. Hey, the guy just won MVP. Why is this such a terrible take? I don't understand why we can't just come to grips with this. Why can't we just? This makes sense. No, he's the can't be the man playoffs. Blah blah this that hasn't done it. I gotta see it. People are they have their opinion. I get it. He hasn't done it in the playoffs yet. And it's going to come to a point in time where people are going to start, all right, You can't get it done in the playoffs. Change has got to be made. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's a new coach. Maybe that's a new... It ain't Josh Allen ain't the problem, I'll tell you that. But can't keep beating a dead horse here. We can't get it done in the playoffs. So, shout out to the Bills. They're 6-3. Still in second place in their division, but team to watch out for in the AFC for sure.
Definitely. So we will get to free agency later on the episode. We will now get to our Week 9 NFL recap. Toddy, I am going to throw you 2 games because I have to go help the missus. So, first game, the Baltimore Ravens in Lamar Jackson's return beat the Dolphins down to a pulp. Had to fire their GM. They did a all-you-can-get sale today in the NFL trade deadline. They beat the Dolphins 28-6, and then can you talk about the Jaguars beating the Raiders 30-29?
All right, so as far as the Ravens game goes, I kind of talked about it in the previous segment. Lamar's back. Went to 104 yards, had 4 total touchdowns, 18-23, 92 QBR. I mean, just we all know what a healthy Lamar looks like. When he's able to come out, and he's probably, you could argue he should have won MVP. If you look at the numbers, him and Josh Allen, Lamar's numbers were better. I do think when Lamar is in the lineup, obviously everybody is around him. So that means the run game is better. So Derrick Henry is going to look better. Zay Flowers is going to look better. Kind of insane that Lamar threw 4 touchdown passes and not one of them went to Zay Flowers. Shout out to my guy Kyle. But I just think when Lamar is playing, it's just, you got to keep your eye on him. And he has to be accounted for in the run game. Obviously, in the pass game, a lot of people wanted to criticize Lamar about his accuracy. He's literally one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. As far as the Dolphins go, I know we'll talk about the trade deadline a little bit later on, but I do think the Dolphins got to start cleaning house. Now, there were a lot of trade rumors about Jalen Waddle. He obviously stayed put today, but they got rid of guys like Jalen Phillips, who Kevin's probably rejoiced about, him going to Philly. You even saw rumors about Tua Tagovailoa, who is making, I think, north of $52 million a year. Him being cut by the end of the season. Obviously McDaniels has been it's kind of inevitable for him to probably end up getting fired. That Dolphins franchise, and there were people early on in the season saying this Dolphins team is going to be bad. And I was like, well, what do you mean? They still got Jalen Waddle, they still got Tyreek Hill before the injury, obviously. They got Devon Achane, they got Tua Tagovailoa. Their offense should be fine. Like, what is it? You just heard little murmurs coming out of training camp, like this, that, and the third. And they even had Darren Waller, who is now on IR, and my tight end on fantasy. But I mean, it didn't make sense to me. I thought they would still be a competitive team for their division, and it just all kind of went to shit. Kevin already mentioned they fired their GM. Like, he's like, what the hell did I do? what did I? I thought we were just in the playoffs a couple years ago. So, no, not good for the Dolphins. I expect for them to kind of just flip the script and maybe start over, get a guy in the draft. They're not looking good at all. As far as the Jags-Raiders game, Brock Bowers made his return. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football. So I'm just gonna,
without a doubt.
This is coming from a guy who was a 49er fan, George Kittle, seen everything that he's done. This kid, Brock Bowers, is different. Like, he almost won the game by himself. He came back, I think it was, like a 4 or 5 week hiatus? 4 week hiatus?
4 weeks plus the bye, so 5.
So, I mean, just, you come back and just fresh off IR, 3 touchdowns? Like,
120 yards?
What are we talking about? There's nothing really to say. I mean, if you just don't have eyes and you don't watch football, you can't say that Brock Bowers isn't the best tight end in the NFL. I do think the Raiders, as an organization is just, we have to just take a second on. It don't matter who is over there. That organization just needs, they got to rip the guts out. They got to just, there's just something there that is just, it doesn't matter who's coaching, what tight end you got, what running back you got. They got to rip the guts out and just get it. They got to get it all together. Now, I like Genty as a talent. There were times that just that old line is so bad. Yeah, it don't matter who you put back there. It don't matter who you put back there. Nobody is going to be able to make anything happen from that offensive line. Geno Smith is just, Geno's it. I get it. But I mean, he's not really the problem or the solution. He's damn sure not the solution, I'll tell you that. That defense, they couldn't stop my 1.5-year-old son from moving the ball. I promise you, they won. Trevor Lawrence might have been John Elway out there. The way that he was moving the ball up. The reason why I'm just going so in depth about this game is because I was financially tied to this game. And I had the Raiders. Of course I have the Raiders. Come on, man. You know me. I'm like, the Raiders, why not? They're dogs at home. It's the Jags. Let's make something happen. Trevor Lawrence and Parker Washington might have been Joe Montana and Jerry Rice out there.
Nope. Let's save that for the Bengals because that was definitely Joe Flacco and T. Higgins.
That was just that showing, and then for it to go into overtime, and then the Jags get the ball, they score. A lot of people don't know the overtime rules ended up changing this year, so both teams get a chance to score a touchdown unless there is a safety. If you guys don't know, somebody scores a safety first, that scoring team wins. But other than that, both teams get a chance to score a touchdown. Jags went down, scored. Raiders got the ball, scored. Obviously, the game is tied, so there's like a minute and some change left. And so any winning team would, hey, let's go for 2, right? Why not? I saw Geno as soon as Brock Bowers scored his 3rd touchdown to go for 2. And I said, my ticket is in the hands of Geno Smith. Just say that out loud for a second.
And God, that's scary.
Just, you know how scary that... I know Halloween just passed. That was probably the scariest thing I said all weekend. My ticket is in Geno Smith's hands. And what happened, guys? Oh, I don't know. The ball gets freaking batted down. And I lose. Obviously. Why not? It's the Raiders. And then my cousin Fernie, who was in our fantasy league, he was like, it is your fault for even thinking the Raiders had a chance.
Yeah, man.
I said, you know what? You got me.
You got me.
So that was it was a very entertaining game. It was probably one of the most entertaining games of the weekend, but a lot of people didn't watch it probably because it was the Raiders. And
missed out on career NFL record 67-yard field goal. Fucking nuts. But moving on, the New England Patriots escape the Atlanta Falcons 24-23. This game, Drake London really came out and showed the world why he's arguably one of the best shooters in the world.
He's probably what Mike Evans was. I will say that. I think he's like the new Mike Evans.
Yeah, it's not crazy to say they're both big possession receivers. Totty's a USC guy, so take that with a grain of salt. Bijan Robinson had an off night. 12 carries for 46 yards. He had 8 catches for 50 yards. So this game, this Patriots defense was really stopping them. And then it got to a point. It got ugly really quick. And then it got to a point where Drake London said, I'm open. 7-11. Throw me the ball. He had some amazing catches. I saw something on Twitter, Totty, and I wanted to ask you. They said, what's more impressive, a 3-touchdown game from a receiver or the 5 sacks from Myles Garrett in the game?
Myles Garrett is getting triple teamed and quadrupled.
That's what I was going to say. It's easy to do against one guy. But, I mean, Christian Gonzalez ain't no joke. You look like a Joe guard, Drake London, on Sunday.
They're both unreal performances. To me, I know we talk about Brock Bowers, we're talking about Drake London. Both of these guys missed multiple weeks. It wasn't like they played last week, had a bad game. No, these guys weren't playing for a month, and they just came back and I'm Superman. So both performances. I mean, as far as Myles Garrett, 5, And they both ended in losses. That's the insane part. Can you imagine having 5 sacks and losing, or having 3 touchdowns in a game and losing? That is what?
Insane.
How do we lose?
But yeah, Drake May, man, continuing to get it done with guys named Pop Douglas, Stephon Diggs, Travion Henderson, and Hunter Henry. He's getting it done with everybody. Ramondre Stevenson went down. So Shaun's guy and I finally got to see some OHIO running around. Travion Henderson only took him 9 weeks, but he finally started getting involved in that offense.
Terrell Jennings.
Like,
out,
man,
7th round pick. I think
Terrell Jennings will find a way. Someone will find a way to ruin Travion Henderson's day, whether it's Ramondre Stevenson or Terrell Jennings. Someone is going to find a way for them to fuck this up. And I'm sitting here asking myself, why did you draft him? I get it. You pay Ramondre Stevenson, he goes down. We should see him be a bell cow. Every time we run the ball, 32's running it. But that was not the case, unfortunately. And since Totty did 2 games, I'm going to go ahead and throw 2 games in there. The Chargers beat the Titans 27-20. Week after week, Totty, your boy Cam Ward starting to figure things out. You know I get it with a grain of salt. 2 of these touchdowns were a pick 6 and a punt return. But this offense it's a slow burner, man. It's Cam Ward with nothing around him. We give Drake May so much credit for doing something with nothing. And this guy literally has nothing. I remember guys drafting Calvin Ridley high because they said, it's Cam Ward. Calvin Ridley got to do it. And then you hear guys like Chirmai Dyke and Eric and Anamore. Like, we're hearing all these other guys, but not Calvin Ridley. For the audio-only listeners, Totty is going through it right now because he is one of those guys that said Calvin Ridley is still here. You guys are sleeping. And at the time, looked like a genius. 3 weeks in, kicking himself in the ass. But
he is also hurt, too, with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, but Justin Herbert, man, is getting it done. And we talked about Brock Bowers, but Ordonde Gadsden is making a name for himself. This receiving core has guys like Keenan Allen, Larry McConkey, the new and improved Quentin Johnson, and the tight end rookie is leading them in yards. This offense has a lot going for them, but they have games and they have lapses where it's just like, what the fuck? 3 weeks ago, we were like, oh, shit, the Chargers have turned it around. Now it's week 9, and we're like, you beat the Titans by 7. So it's crazy how fast the tables turn. And Toddy says, life comes at you quick. We're finally hoping for Justin Herbert to turn that notch, to turn that switch. In a year where the Chiefs aren't that good, on a year where you beat the Chiefs week 1, beat the shit out of them. This is Justin Herbert's always elevated to a top 5 quarterback because his name was Justin Herbert. If his name was Justin Dent or Justin Toddy, nobody. Because his name carries so much weight,
we're nobodies, guys.
He's elevated to this category of quarterback, and in my opinion, he was elevated too early. Because on the other side of the coin, we're calling Trevor Lawrence a bust. He beat him in the playoffs. They were getting blown out and beat him in the playoffs. Justin Herbert has a game in the playoffs where he's thrown 4 picks. So you guys know, if you guys have been day one listeners, I am not the guy to talk to about regular season success, because Toddy talked about him in the first game of the recap. Lamar Jackson turns into Sam Darnold in the playoffs. I just don't get it. I don't get it. James Harden, for the basketball guys on this podcast, like, you go so hard. NBA 82 games, NFL 17 games. Then the lights get bright. You start sweating between your thighs. And once it's up, it's up. So, Toddy, the Chicago Bears beat the Cincinnati Bengals in a fucking thriller.
Come on, man.
47-42. And before you speak, Wesley, I know you're listening. I hate you. You beat Joe Flacco and T. Higgins. If you played against that pairing, cooked. 73 points between the two of them. I thought it was over when he threw the pick 6 and he just walked them down and scored another touchdown. So, Toddy, the Bears figure it out. Your boy Caleb Williams. Are they going to win the division? Let's hear your thoughts. 5-3.
Top 15 quarterback. Come on.
Oh, hell no. You said that 3 years ago, brother.
It was like, was it 3? It might have been 2. But Caleb was unreal in this game. 280, 3 touchdowns, caught a touchdown, and he rushed for 53 yards. So they kind of had Caleb doing a little bit of everything. Kyle Monungai was an absolute monster.
Play against him in fantasy too,
bro. 26 for 176. He didn't score a touchdown, which was kind of weird, but he was all over the place in this game. Colston Loveland, where have you been all my life? Drafted you in my other league. Got literally nothing from him. I do think he was hurt in the process of some of those games, but literally they just would not throw him the ball. I do think Cole Kmet going out kind of had him forced into the role that Cole Kmet usually is in. And so it's like, we're going to get you in, and oh, yeah, he's actually really good. And oh, yeah, he's
Cole Kmet went down in the first quarter.
That's why. So I was saying Colston Lebanon was getting all the targets that usually Cole Kmet would get. So obviously, there's no defense being played in this game. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins were showing you why they signed those contracts back to back, and they announced them at the same time. Like, hey, we're coming back. We're going to run it back. To put up 42 points at home and lose is like, if you were to tell me, let's see here. If you were to tell me that Joe Flacco threw for 470 yards and 4 touchdowns, and you score 42 points, Bengals fans would take that in a heartbeat. Like, without question, if you just would have said 470, don't even tell me what happens. I'm taking that. We're winning the game. Absolutely not. The Bears, first of all, the Bears got a pick 6 from from Edmonds, and he returned all the way for a touchdown, and they reviewed it, and they said he was down by contact, and I was like, oh, well, the game's over, so that means there's not really else to talk about. Turn the game off. Boom. And then I started getting notifications. Oh my God, the Bengals, T. Higgins. Well, I have my other league. Thank you. Shout out to T. Higgins. Put up 26 points for me. The Bengals, oh my God, it's over. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, I was like, how is this even possible? What happened? Then I saw that they overturned that call. They end up getting the ball back. They score. And I'm just like, what is going on? And so the Bears get the ball back. Caleb has the drive, a legacy drive. Drives down the field. Colston Loveland breaks the 2 tackles and then ends up scoring the game-winning touchdown. Absolute unreal game. You saw Jamar Chase in the locker, or I wouldn't say locker room. He was like on his way to the locker room. He was like, one fucking stop. That's all I asked for. I mean, what's the running back's name?
Chase Brown. I was going to say that.
He was fucking pissed.
Put it in the end zone. He's supposed to win the game.
Bro, like, what are you like? They're not wrong, but I'm just saying, like, you go back to when, like, the off season, the whole Trey Hendrickson, the whole Shamar Stewart, all that, who has been literally invisible. Haven't heard anything from him since his whole contract dispute. Trey Hendrickson is obviously injured. But just the defense in general is something we all know what Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, all those guys can be as an offense. And kind of looking at it from the explosivity standpoint, from Joe Burrow being out to Joe Flacco being in there. And I'm not saying that Joe Flacco is Joe Burrow. That's neither here nor there. I'm just saying as far as the offense, it's been clicking ever since they picked up a veteran guy in Joe Flacco, and it's just like, oh, I can just throw it to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. All right, cool. Let's make this happen. Defense, they unfortunately do not play defense. So that game was insane, but I'm glad my guy, Caleb Williams, got it done. And Bears are 5-3. Said the Bears are going to win the division. The division is divisioning.
It's working out for him.
So, hey, man, I'm just saying, a lot of things came up in the preseason we're talking about, and I think that I said it's starting to come to light a little bit, just a little bit. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, however long that was, Kev, we started talking about how, this kid Caleb Williams is talented. Might be a top 15 quarterback day one. Maybe it wasn't day one. Maybe just need the right coach.
Or day 2.
So,
day 600 or something. But you know what? Hey, Maybe this is the coaching. Moving on, the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the red-hot Indianapolis Colts 27-20. And there's a lot of Giants fans pointing the finger saying, I told you so. I told you he was going to turn into a frog. I told you. And we had him in conversations of MVP and Daniel Jones, 3 picks, 1 strip sack. I knew as soon as that first strip sack happened, they were up 7-0 driving down the field. They were about to score again, put this game away, and Daniel Jones became Daniel Jones. He still threw for 342 yards. And at the end of this game, they still only lost by 7 points. So it's like...
It made a little surge, made a little push at the end.
If you only give us two interceptions and a strip sack, we win that game. So for the Indianapolis Colts, they're still playing red-hot football. Still a lot of great things to say. But Cass said it. The Steelers aren't no pushover. I know Gary's sitting here screaming at the wall, Steelers. So, you know what? Aaron Rodgers might not be washed. The Jets might just might be a shit franchise. And we got to see a year of his career taken with the Achilles. Excuse me. But this Steelers team finds ways to win games, and it's amazing. Mike Tomlin leads this team, and they win games. There's a lot of games that they've lost that were close, But for them to come in here at home and beat the number 1 seed, if the NFL ended today, they'd be the number 1 team in that division. And for you to beat that team gives that locker room a lot of excitement. Jalen Ramsey's making plays. DK Metcalf making plays. Darnell Washington, Calvin Austin, Jalen Warren, they're finding ways to get in that end zone, and it all starts with this defense. When you think about the black and yellow, you think defense, and Cameron Hayward, Jalen Ramsey, TJ Watt, they find ways to make plays. And it's amazing to see. Mike Tomlin, you're the man. Totty said they're going to win 10 games. They're halfway there, Totty. So, you said the reigning MVP was the best quarterback in the NFL. You said Caleb Williams was top 15. You said the Steelers will win 10 games.
I might be up to something.
You might be up to something. So, Totty, let's talk about your boys going to MetLife and suffering an injury, man. MetLife takes another one. Michael Williams, first-round draft pick, gone to an ACL. MetLife has yet to take another life. So let's talk about Michael Williams, and let's talk about you guys winning 34-24.
Yeah, Mac Jones went 14 for 14 in the first half, so he was cooking. I think this Giants defensive front doesn't really get a lot of praise that it should. I think they have one of the better defensive fronts of football. Christian McCaffrey is an absolute monster. I think what has the dark cloud over our team is all of the injuries, and the one guy who gets injured all the time is still healthy and is getting a shit ton of touches every game, and he's scoring touchdowns and is not really being talked about. We still got guys out on offense. Obviously, we're missing Brandon Ayuk, the $30 million man. Ricky Pearsall, who was a top 5 guy through the first 3-4 weeks, the first month, and then he just fell off a cliff because he's been hurt. Obviously, Brock Purdy, the $260 million man.
A lot of money on the sidelines.
A lot of bread on the sidelines.
We're in headsets.
And then for Michael to go down, and I was saying when Nick Bosa went out that he was going to be the anchor. He was going to be that pass rush. He was going to be that guy for us. For him to go down, it just, man, Nick Bosa tore his ACL in the same field. I think it was 3 years ago. Same field, same injury. It's just that turf in general is just, it's a hazard for the amount of time, the amount of people that have gotten injured on that field. It's just
insane.
And I don't think it's a coincidence. And I also don't think it's a coincidence that Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall were kind of making their way back a little bit, but then they were like, hey, we're playing on MetLife turf.
We're good. What's one more week?
So it was good to get the win. I expected a win. I do think we have the Rams coming up this week. I would expect to get guys like Purdy and Pearsall back by then, but we beat the Rams with less, and it was on the road. But we will see going forward. But the Niners are 6-3. We got top guys that are making like one of the highest paid at their position are out, and the Niners are 6-3. Kyle Shanahan is the coach of the year. I don't know. I don't know what else you want me to do. I mean, you got guys like Kevin's. If audio only listeners, Kevin smirking ass people like Kyle Shanahan. You get Kyle Shanahan making coach of the year. What do you mean by that? The Eagles are 6-2. But I'm just saying, despite all of the injuries that we're going through, and we're 6-3 somehow. And the teams that are ahead of us in our division, the Rams and the Seahawks, yes, it'll be both of those teams on the road.
By the skin of your chin.
Could be by the skin.
It took a fumble on the 1 yard line and a Mac Jones comeback.
Could call it whatever. Got the dub. So, things are going to start falling into place once we have our bye week and everything is kind of in line. We lost games we shouldn't have lost, like the Texans lost, probably shouldn't have lost that game. The Jags lost, probably shouldn't have lost that game. The only game we probably should have lost was that Bucs game. But like I said, injuries have been a huge role in this team. There are a lot of other teams in the NFL that have injuries to key positions and aren't able to overcome those injuries. That is the reason why I feel like Kyle Shanahan is the coach of the year, just based off of what he's been able to do with less. So, go Niners.
With less, you're still playing junior college football. Dan Campbell took a team with no defensive starters to the NFC Championship, and he didn't win coach of the year. So, the excuse of I'm winning with second-string players in the NFL, it's not enough. It's not enough, bucko. I'm just saying, there's a guy like Shane Steichen who took the Colts from hell to heaven. All right? Let's give credit where credit is due. I get it, you're a Niner fan, but let's not just throw awards out there to y'all because we get to play our mini violin. Boo-hoo. Feel bad for us. We have the easiest schedule. We have the easiest schedule in football. Please feel bad for us. Moving on. Totty's team 4 weeks ago, he had this team ranked the number 1 team in the NFL.
Oh, my God. He was
the Green Bay Packers lost to the Carolina Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green Bay Packers, the best team in the NFL, loses to the Carolina Panthers. Rico Dowdle, walking your trap to go over your trap. They had on Dookie helmets, and they played like Dookie. Jordan Love, man, throwing interceptions, and they're just like, you know what? We're gonna beat you so bad, we're gonna drop them. 100-yard pick six that could have happened. So you know what? Forget it. We have Bryce Young. Come on, Bryce. And this Green Bay Packers team, like I said with the Lions, flukes. You know, Tucker Kraft goes down, they don't know what the fuck to do. Christian Watson has a good catch. Romeo Dobbs is cool. Matthew Golden goes down. I don't know what this team's going to look like on Monday Night Football. When you play the Philadelphia Eagles and we come to your crib.
Oh, you guys play the Packers?
Yeah, and they're the favorites. So we're underdogs on the road. So you know what's the Packers. It's because of their home team, brother. Let's chill out. But anyways, you know, I'm happy. You said what?
I said Eagles money line.
Eagles money line, duh. You know the way we're looking. The Packers O-line is banged up. The Panthers were able to look like a Super Bowl winning team against the Packers. So I'm gonna say my Packers hate for the top 5 rankings, but not looking very good. Not looking very good. Toddy, I'm gonna swing it to you. We had a massacre. Jaden Daniels goes down.
Oh no!
The Seahawks beat the Commanders 38-14.
They beat the shit out of Commanders on Sunday Night Football.
28-0 at halftime. Drew Lock taking snaps.
We need to start having real conversations about Jackson Smith and Jigba and where he is where are we gonna? He has like 940 something yards, and it's week. We're going into week like 9. He almost has 1,000 yards. We're not even halfway through the season. Like, we got to start talking about him as like one of the top receivers in the NFL. Now, I was talking to our he's in our league, Kyle. He is a Seahawks fan, and I was just talking to him like, I was like, yeah, man, like Jay is saying, like he's gonna be the guy. Like I saw him in college, but I didn't think he would. Like I knew Justin, he would end up being good because I remember his coming out party in the Rose Bowl, like 4 years ago,
4 years ago.
I gambled on that game. So, I mean, I was familiar with him in college, but him going in the league, and I was like, he's got to adjust. He's got DK, he's got Tyler Lockett. There's just a bunch of guys out there that you're kind of like, they're taking food off of his plate. And I was like, him getting more targets, his numbers should naturally go up. But this, I was not expecting this. These are like top 5 numbers. The numbers that he's putting up right now is just, you can't argue it because it's in your face. He's doing it every week. He has multiple 100-yard games already. And I'm just like, all right, like, this is something a top 5 wide receiver would do. So, as far as him, Torrey Horton, that guy can play some football. he's a little spotty. Now, I get he is a rookie, obviously, so you're gonna get choppy performances from him. But I know as a bunch of fantasy owners, and Kevin and I were talking about before the season or before the podcast started. He's on someone's roster, then he's on the waiver wire. He's on someone's roster, then he's on the waiver wire, and he has 3 touchdowns and 2 touchdowns. It's like, why can't you do it when you're on someone's team? That all comes and goes with being an NFL wide receiver early on. So, Sam Darnold is good.
Question mark?
I mean, the Minnesota Magic transferred to Seattle, I guess. So, I mean, Seattle's defense is really good. McDonald is kind of a defensive wizard. Came from that Harbaugh kind of coaching tree when he was at Michigan. I think he was in Baltimore a little bit with John Harbaugh. He was with Jim in Michigan, and now he got his own team in Seattle. So that defense is just they're very physical, and they make your quarterback uncomfortable. And their corners can hit, they can cover. Their D line is like they're checking a lot of boxes on defensive in the ball. And when they have Sam Darnold making plays, not turning the ball over,
you're scary.
They're a good team. Good team. Niners beat them, but I mean they're a good team. They're out there. They're making things happen.
And you talk about me always pushing my team, but hey, they're there. Last game of the recap, the Cowgirls get their ass handed to them on Monday Night Football, 27-17.
We gotta have a conversation about Kyler Murray. Because they benched him today. Is Kyler Murray done in Arizona?
I was telling people this was Kyler Murray's prove it year. Marvin Harrison struggled. Jacoby Brissett gets Marvin Harrison. Looks like that guy he's supposed to be. They have the weapons. Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison. You give a quarterback that, you should be okay. Kyler Murray's in trouble because don't let Jacoby Brisket win them some couple of games. They have the rest of the way the Seahawks, the Cardinals, the Jags, the Bucks, the Rams, Texans, Falcons, Cardinals, and Rams.
You said Cardinals again. You said Cardinals like twice.
I said they play the Cardinals twice? I said the Cardinals play the Cardinals twice?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's awkward. Cardinals play the Seahawks. They play the Niners. They play the Jags, Bucks, Rams, Texans, Falcons, Bengals, Rams. If they win 7 games and finish 7-9, Kyler Murray is going to be on the trade block.
7-10. Do you think they cut him?
Hell no, not all that money. So there's a team out there that will say, why not us? Do I know where? No. But there will be a team out there that says they got him on a good deal.
I can fix you.
And you know where it's going to be? It's going to be in New York.
Oh, no. I'm just looking at it from, this is Kyler Murray's like 7th year, 8th year. He kind of is what he is. I think when you're in
we
that
can't
range,
say that, Toddy.
You're right. You're right.
People
Daniel Jones and
shit
Sam Darnold.
on Geno. People shit on Sam Darnold. People shit on Baker Mayfield. And all it takes is a change of scenery. But when you have a guy that, with all this hype,
he's went through a couple of coaches too.
He's went through a couple of coaches, and in the first half of his career, there was a year in there we said, "God damn, is Kyler Murray going to be the MVP?" It's hard when you're a tiny guy playing quarterback. But it's just point blank. It's hard to do it. We've seen guys like the Drew Breeses, but one of one. Kyler Murray is in some trouble, and it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But moving on, the NFL trade deadline was ended today, this afternoon. So we're going to talk about some of the more smaller transactions, Toddy, briefly, and then we'll get to elaborate on some of the other ones. Rashid Shaheed traded to the Seahawks. We had, so I guess Sauce Gardner is a bigger trade. We had Logan Wilson going to the Cowboys. They also made another trade that we'll elaborate on. And those were kind of like the small trades. Tyler, you remember any smaller trades that happened?
The Niners got Keon White. That was we got him for a 7th.
Oh yeah, that was last week though. Yeah, see Keon White. I'm trying to think of a little bit of smaller trades. I think that might have really, those are like the bigger of the small trades.
Yeah, so, nothing really too crazy.
This guy, Toddy, said when the news broke that Sauce Gardner was going to Indy, he said Sauce is mid. Which is insane. 2 first-round picks. They just paid him. Sauce Gardner hasn't really been what he was when he was a defensive rookie of the year, all-pro. But there's not a lot of guys running around with all-pro on their name. Sauce Gardner is going to be what this defense needed. Shane Steichen is a defensive-minded coach. If anyone can turn him around, it's going to be Shane Steichen. 2 first-round picks is a hefty price, but when you're in the position that they're in now, that's pick 25 and up. Who gives a damn? Fuck them picks. We ain't never seen this team this good. So they're going all in at this very moment. Sauce Gardner is going to come in there and make a difference. This defense has already been one of the best in the NFL. To add a guy like that, to add an all-pro guy like Sauce Gardner, is going to be interesting to see. He's going to be there for the next 5 years. So they got guys like Daniel Jones on this offense, Jonathan Taylor, who's arguably offensive player of the year, could be in the MVP ballot. They also traded Adonai Mitchell. So this team is making the moves to go all in. And Toddy, what are your thoughts on the Sauce Gardner trade?
I was shocked because the Jets just gave him a check. They just freshly gave him a bag. Garrett Wilson also got a bag too, so you would think that those were going to be the cornerstone pieces of that Jets team. But then you also had the question mark at quarterback, which was Justin Fields, and you're like, oh, okay, what direction are we really going in here? So for the Jets to get rid of guys in Quentin Williams, to get rid of guys in Sauce Gardner, you're looking at it like, okay, are the Jets trying to get picks for the future, or were they trying to build out with
what they got
with their guys that they already had? So it was kind of like, how are we? What are the Jets doing? We don't know. We never know what the Jets are doing. That's just kind of what it's always been since since Mark Sanchez. They had those 2 years lightning in the bottle, AFC championships, and then they've kind of been trashed the rest of my life. So we never know. Never know what the Jets are doing. As far as the Colts struck lightning. So with the signing and with Daniel Jones in the offseason, was kind of like, all right, that's kind of strange. They have Anthony Richardson. You would think they would give Anthony Richardson the keys. That was the complete opposite. Daniel Jones was kind of like, hey, this guy maybe might be good. Well, he might be all right. We're getting a healthy Jonathan Taylor back. I like our receiving core. I like our running back. Our defense is really good. I've always thought the Colts had a solid roster, but the quarterback situation, you had Matt Ryan, you had Phillip Rivers. What the
Gardner Minshew, Carson Wentz.
What are we doing at quarterback? That's damn near like half the league, Kevin. You really look about it. There's a lot of talent on these teams, but when it comes down to that quarterback position, if you don't have the right quarterback, you're pretty much fucked in the NFL.
You said it earlier.
So, I've said it in past. I went on a whole rant about it in the previous podcast. So for them to go out and get Sauce Gardner, they already have Travarius Ward, who I believe is on IR, if I'm not mistaken. They got him in the offseason, and you get a guy in Sauce Gardner. I've been critical of Sauce Gardner on this podcast. I do think he's a very talented corner, but in the last couple of years, he has not played up to the potential that the all-pro, that Kevin is kind of keeps going back to. Well, hey, this year he did this, and this year he did that. He was one of the best corners. He was a rookie coming in and being one of the best corners. I don't doubt that isn't true. I just want it to be a lot more consistent than it has been in the past, and I think now that he's on a team that gives a fuck, that's actually winning, they're leading their division currently right now. You woke up, you were 2 and whatever, and now you're 7-2. You got a lot to play for now. So I think we're going to see a rejuvenated Sauce Gardner. We're going to get a lot more. He's going to be a lot more active. I think he's going to be good on a good team. So
winning cures all.
I mean, literally, when you start winning, everything changes. So I think now that he's going to a franchise, from a franchise that's poorly run to a franchise that usually is pretty well run for the most part, they're going to get a lot. It's going to be night and day for him. So he's going to go in and he's going to come in and he's going to make things happen. So I like the trade from a standpoint is you go and get a young corner who is proven to be a top 5 corner in the league. I mean, we gotta see. Now, my guy, Adonai Mitchell, who I love, is going. He wasn't really getting targets. He's going to the Jets, and it's Justin Fields. So, I mean, I can't really put what that's going to look like. But I do think Adonai Mitchell is very talented, and I hope the Jets use him correctly. I don't think they will.
I mean, there might be no Garrett Wilson, so he might be able to get the wide receiver one love that he deserves.
So I mean, there's that, but I mean, you got Justin Fields throwing the ball.
We just talked about it, coming from misery.
So I mean, we'll see how that works out.
So we got a comment from Uncle Manny. What do you think about the Cowboys edition? Seems like a little too late. Uncle Manny, I'm happy you said that because Jerry Jones said, Micah Parsons, we don't want to pay you. They get a haul of draft picks. They don't want their cap to be too much. They then go 3-5-1, get embarrassed on Monday Night Football, and then say, well, wait, maybe we are just a defensive player away. Let's go get Quinnen Williams. Let's give away a lot of that draft capital, a first-round pick next year and a second-round pick this year. The Quinnen Williams experiment is going to be great because you get to add him with a guy on this defense. What is the dude's name from the Packers that they got?
I forgot his name.
I cannot think of his name, but the other D linemen, they are going to be an expensive team. But like Uncle Manny said, it might be a little bit too late. You know, you wait so long to make a move like this when you could have made this move earlier in the season. Kenny Clark, yeah. So the pairing of Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams can be very good. But I don't understand. The reason they need an edge rusher is because they traded away Micah Parsons. You then get these picks. You get all this draft capital at a year where you should just say, you know what? Let's keep our picks. Our picks are going to be good picks. And let's bring in some more talent. You then say, fuck them picks. And bring in Quinnen Williams, who is an all-pro defensive tackle coming from the Jets. So this is a very Jerry Jones move. A lot of Cowboys fans are very happy. Is this going to make an impact this season? I don't know. It might be a little bit too late. You're on one of the worst defenses. You got guys that are getting concussions at home, not even telling us how it happened. You got just a lot of abysmal out there. A lot of bad play. They got the corners getting burnt, falling on the ground. Martin Harrison's making them fall. Deron Bland, CeeDee Lamb got caught on the camera going, Like, there's a lot of things going on in Dallas, and I don't know if Quinnen Williams fixes that situation. Like I said, being 3-5-1, it's a little too late. Toddy, what do you think about Logan Wilson coming to the Dallas Cowboys and Quinnen Williams coming to add to that defensive line?
Yeah, after the game, they were asking Jerry about what he's going to do at the trade deadline. He was like, "Hey, we got something cooking up. He's going to be today. He's going to start today." So I thought it was just Logan Wilson, and I was like, "All right, Jerry, what are we doing?" But I think we can all agree Quinn Williams is a great player. I think he's one of the best D tackles, one of the better D tackles in the league.
If it ain't Dexter Lawrence, it's Quinnen Williams, so he's up there.
They need a corner. they
need a lot.
Their secondary is atrocious. Kevin and I can be in the opposing quarterback might throw for 250 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, this secondary is so bad that they're literally ranked like one of the bottom teams in the league. So, I mean, Quinnen Williams can maybe add a little bit of pressure, but they need guys that can cover, and they don't have that. Even when Travion Diggs was there, they were still getting cooked. So, I mean, it's kind of like what corners. They need, like, off-season, they need to go get a corner. They need to draft a corner. They need to do whatever it is that they need to do, they need to get corners. Now, as far as the draft capital that they got from Green Bay for Micah Parsons, it's kind of like you could have just paid Micah Parsons in the long run to kind of just go forward, then go backwards, then go forward, then go 2 steps backwards. It's kind of literally what it looks like. The draft capital that they gave to the Jets was a little bit rich.
A little.
I think what Jerry is kind of admitting to is they don't have a pass rush. But I think what is the Cowboys' defense is you don't have a pass rush and you have guys that can't cover. It's not just that, it's everything else on the defense. Because I think the offense is pretty solid and productive from the outside looking in. I mean, like, Dak Prescott is one of the top quarterbacks in pass yards. I think George Pickens was a great signing, and obviously CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb. And I do think their backfield has been pretty outstanding this year. So I think the Cowboys have a lot more to worry about on the defensive side than just D-line. So Cowboys are 3-5-1, and they got a lot. They got a lot that they need to worry about. So I don't think Quinnen Williams is going to save them.
Moving on, one of the winners of free agency has to be the New York Jets, or the trade deadline. They had a lot of pieces, and they turned it into a lot of draft picks. I was talking to Totty. OKC ruined sports because it says, you know what? Let's get all the draft capital, and if a player comes up of immediate impact, we have the capital to get them, or we can play the long game and draft them. They now have the 2026 Indianapolis first-round pick, their 26th first-round pick. They have the Dallas Cowboys second-round pick, and then next year they'll have 3 first-round picks in the Indianapolis Colts pick, the Dallas Cowboys picks, and their pick. So they will have a lot of ammunition to either trade up for a guy or just draft and bring in some talent. Before we move on, I got to talk about the background. You see the Eagles jerseys. We came out here and made moves. Did I think we were going to get Myles Garrett? I did. I thought we were going to pay the price and give him 3 first-round picks. But for us to add a guy like Jalen Phillips, first 2 years injury, but he has been progressively getting better. And his best year of his career with 7.5 sacks in only 8 games before he was hurt was under Vic Fangio. Howie Roseman came out and said, Vic said, this is the guy we need to go get. So, yes, we gave him a 3rd-round pick. Is it a hefty price? Maybe. If we don't sign him and he gets signed to a team, we'll get a complimentary pick. So it's a low risk, high reward. You know, he's on a 1-year deal, or he's on his 5th-year option. So we're going to have to pay him, or he's going to hit the open market. So to add to a pass rush that has not been what we wanted it to be. The guys who the lead leaders in quarterback hurries is DeMarcus Lawrence at 9 and Jalen Phillips with 9. So it adds a lot of depth to this edge rushing room. We get to sign, we bring back Brandon Graham, we get Nolan Smith back, we have Jalen Hunt, we have Jalen Carter, we have Jordan Davis. So we have the ammunition to do it by committee. And a lot of people on Eagles Twitter are saying that Howie's making up for the mistake of not signing guys like Milton Williams and Josh Sweat. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this football season, we are giving Jalen Carter a blank check to become the highest paid defensive tackle to ever play in the NFL. So that's why he's surrounded by guys on 2-year deals. When you got to pay the piper, you got to pay the piper. We have guys like Quentin Mitchell. We have guys like Reed Blankenship. We have guys like No Kobe Dean. We have guys like Cooper DeJean. We have a lot of young guys that we have to pay. So you have to let the old guys walk. Is Josh Sweat a baller? 100%. Is Milton Williams a baller? 100%. Mekhi Becton, CJ Gardner-Johnson, like the names go on and on and on. But when you have a guy like Howie Roseman that hits on these picks, it makes it worth it because we have the talent to recoup. Yes, I said talent, and then I follow it with a guy named Jaire Alexander. When the Ravens signed him, I came on here and said, you guys stink. He sucks. You know, low risk, high reward. 7th-round draft pick. I told Totty on the phone, we traded Jaire Alexander for Mr. Irrelevant. He's going to be the last pick of the 7th round, and is he going to play on the NFL roster? His name not Brock Purdy, so it might not even touch the NFL. So to get a guy like Jaire Alexander to be traded for the 7th-round draft pick, he is going to go alongside Quinyon Mitchell, and battle for that cornerback too. Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, Michael Carter II, and Jamari Bennett get a chance to battle off for that cornerback too. We've talked about it over and over and over how that cornerback too has been a horrible outlook to the fact that we had to move all pro nickel cornerback to the outside. So we want to keep Cooper DeJean at nickel, but we've seen him play a lot of outside corner, and that's been a reasoning to our defense not looking the same. So can Jaire Alexander come in and make an impact? I don't know. But like I said, low risk, high reward. If it works, it works. There's not a world where we resign him. So this is literally a 9-game rental. So if it works out, it works out. Michael Carter II, when he's healthy, plays good. He took a pay cut to get out of the Jets. And we talked about, winning cures everything. So we'll get to kind of see what these players look like. Jaire Alexander signed to the Ravens. It was supposed to be this big move. Lamar goes down. They have one of the worst defenses in history, and things just kind of crumble. So can Jaire Alexander help us? Yes. Can Michael Carter II help us? Yes. But I think the biggest name from the Eagles trade deadline was Jalen Phillips. Toddy, I know I said a lot. Do you have anything to say about the 3 guys that the Philadelphia Eagles did bring in at the NFL trade deadline?
Told this to Kevin earlier today. Jaire Alexander can be virtually invisible the entire rest of the way. But he'll catch an interception in the NFC Championship, and he'll be the best quarterback in football for like 2 weeks. So I think Jaire's probably going to – you got no choice but to he got to get in there at some point in time. So I feel like Kevin mentioned Adoree Jackson, who has been benched, and guys like Keely Ringo, who's also been benched. So it's like, Jaire, please, just get out there and stay in front of the second receiver. So I think he's probably going to play a lot.
Definitely. And on episode 165 of Stats Are Our Politics, please make sure you are following us on all of our socials. We will be dropping a top 5 NFL team graphic. So we will not cover that in this episode. So make sure you guys follow us Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all that good stuff. Toddy, we have one more topic and we'll be getting out of here. This guy has been having his name brought up in some interesting conversations. So I want to see where we hold this running back. This or that, Rico Dowdle.
Ooh, boy,
we got some names on here, Toddy. It's going to get spicy. It's going to get spicy real quick. First name, this or that, Rico Dowdle edition. First name, Aaron Jones.
Give me Rico Dowdle.
I'm going to go Rico Dowdle as well. Next name, Josh Jacobs.
I'm still going to take Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs had like 1,200 yards, and he had like a torn abdomen when he was with the Raiders. He rushed for like 1,200 yards and had like a torn like abdomen. Like,
I'm gonna go Josh Jacobs. Yeah, we all haven't seen enough of Rico Dowdle, but it's not. It's very close in my opinion. I don't know how close it is in your opinion, but it's very close in mine. Next name, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. Come on, come on. What we doing? What we doing, Kevin? Come on, Kevin. Don't do it. Don't do it, Kevin. Do not do it.
I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle. Derrick Henry this year has been fumbling, not really getting his rhythm. But now Lamar's back, so Derrick Henry's going to look a lot better because having a guy like Lamar Jackson in the backfield with Derrick Henry is the reason why he had one of his best years in his NFL career. But up until week 9, it's not crazy to say Rico Dowdle's been better than Derrick Henry. Next name, Quinshon Judkins. Before Totty pisses me off, I'm going to go first. I'm going Quinshon Judkins. He is on the worst team in football, single-handedly giving this team life. So I'm going to go Quinshon Judkins. Toddy, Rico or Quinshon?
This is closer than you think because obviously
both low sample sizes.
Yeah, so you haven't really seen too much. I'll go with Quinshon on what he can be because I think Quinshon can be I thought Quinshon was one of the better running backs coming out of the draft. So obviously on a loaded roster at Ohio State. And split carries with Travion Henderson. Now he's kind of getting all of the workload. Was dealing with a couple of legal stuff. Didn't really know what he was going to look like. All that got nipped in the bud. Now he's playing. He's a star. Give me Quinshon Judkins.
Next name, Travis Etienne. I'm going Rico Dowdle. I know the sample size is small, but Rico Dowdle is single-handedly carrying this team to W's.
I'll go Rico Dowdle.
Next name, Jaevon Achane.
I'm gonna go Rico Dowdle because Achane, I don't know if he's gonna be healthy or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the same exact reason. I'm gonna take Rico Dowdle. We've seen Jaevon Achane be really successful, but like Toddy said, he's been dealing with a lot of injury bugs.
Yeah.
Next name, last name, Chase Brown.
Rico Dowdle. I'm
going to go Rico Dowdle as well. Chase Brown looked really good with Joe Burrow, and then this year he's looked like absolute garbage. A lot of his offense looked garbage. And I'm going to throw this last name in there. I know I said last name, but I was on the fence about this, and I want to know what you think. Cam Skattebo.
Give me Cam Skattebo. Healthy.
You're fucking drunk. Are you serious? Cam Skattebo wasn't even the starter when he got him into the league.
Neither was Rico Dowdle.
But Rico Dowdle did good last season, though. I mean, he came in with a bigger name. I get it. Cam Skattebo hit the scene, and he's trucking people, and he's hitting his helmet on the wall. All that shit is cool. I'm taking Rico Dowdle without any hesitation. So that is going to do it for this or that Rico Dowdle edition. And it's also going to do it for episode 165 of Stats Over Politics. Like I said, please follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X. We're putting a lot of content out there for you guys. We'll give you guys what you want. You guys want the content, we're going to give it to you. And while we're talking about content, from this day on, every Friday, 7 p.m., we're back at it with the NBA podcast episodes. You guys will get to see returning guest Alex Dent. We will be able to give you guys all the NBA talk you guys have been looking for. A lot of people asking me, are we going to cut the episodes in half? We are not going to. So we will talk to you guys on Friday for Stats Over Politics, episode 165. This is Kevin Dent, Jaevon Totty, and our guys Kaz and Shaun are here with us in spirit. We are signing off. You guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you on what day, Totty?
Friday.
Perfect. See you guys then. You guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you guys for listening.